did we do these yet?
No.
Okay, let's do that. Start. Okay. All right. Knowing how to do the bat means you will know how to do the hard factoring tomorrow. Okay? So, 5b to the fourth minus 15b cubed plus 3 minus b. I suggest you immediately write them in the correct order. 5b to the fourth minus 15b cubed minus b plus 3. When you have 4 terms, it is usually grouping. So let's get the greatest common factor. What do we get? 5b cubed. Did you have 5b cubed out there? You can't get these right if you don't get the greatest common factor. You can't just eeny, meeny, miny, moe pick any factor. There's tons of them. Okay. If it's not the greatest, it's not factored. So, in order to get that back, we need a b and a negative 3. Just write the same thing again. And how does that become negative? Negative 1. Final answer, b minus 3, 5b cubed minus 1.
I got it wrong.
Doesn't matter which one's first. Either order. But the same thing has to be inside. Okay? (12n cubed minus 15n squared minus 8n plus 10). Greatest common factor? 3n squared. You know, you have an n cubed and an n squared. It's always the smaller one. And all of it, not just n. 4n, right, check, minus 5. Write it again. Negative 2. Okay, final answer, 4n minus 5, 3n squared minus 2. Questions? So you missed them all, didn't you? All right, I'm going to have you tell me what to do on this one. Don't anybody help him. What's the greatest common factor? No help.
X squared.
X squared. How do I get that back? Times what?
X.
Yeah. And then you write x plus 2 again. Plus 3 to get 3. Final answer, x plus 2, x squared plus 3. Questions? The first 6 on your homework is to review how to check these. In other words, first, outer, inner, last. X cubed plus 3x plus 2x squared plus 6. Put them in order and you get what you started with. Even though you get what you started with, it's not factored if there's any common factors in your binomial. Okay? Let me explain to you why you're doing this. There's a thing called quadratic equations. That's in the next chapter. And you're going to have, let's say, x plus 3. Well, let's just do one that you don't know how to factor. Or you do know how to. X squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0. And I tell you, find x. What would you do?
Subtract 10.
Subtract 10? Okay, I'll subtract 10. Now what are you going to do? There's the problem. You don't know how to solve. Now you know how to solve one with just an x squared. Remember we did square root. And you know how to solve one with just x. You divide by 7. But in order to solve a quadratic equation and actually find x, you will factor it. Okay, this was x plus 3, x plus 4. No, that's not right. X plus 2, x plus 5. Okay? We just factored it right before we turned the camera on. You will take x plus 2 and set it up equal to 0. And you will take x plus 5 and set it up equal to 0. You'll subtract 2, x equals negative 2. You will subtract 5, x equals negative 5. Those are your two solutions that work. Look at them. Negative 2 times negative 2, 4, plus negative 14 plus 10 is 0. And this one works too. Okay? Now, why do you solve equations like this? Because you're going to do something called a quadratic equation, and these answers, this is crazy, are where the parabola crosses the x-axis. Negative 2, negative 5. That's what your parabola looks like. Okay? We'll get to that, but you got to know how to factor to do any of it. All right? Now, what happens when you cannot factor? You will use the quadratic formula. Okay? That quadratic formula on the agenda board. If you cannot factor, you will plug in the a, the b, and the c in your trinomial, and you'll find the answer that way. You can do that. You can always use the quadratic formula and never factor, but it would take you forever to do some problems because the quadratic formula is complicated. Okay? But you'll learn how to use your calculators too. Make sure you have my kind of calculator. Or you're an expert at yours, because I won't help you with yours. Because I don't even know how to use it. I never use calculators. Now, we are looking for factors of 15 that will give us a positive 2.
Negative 3 and 5.
Negative 3 and positive 5. Now here's my advice that helps even the best A student. Write that down on the side, look at it, and make sure it equals 2. Because I can't tell you how many kids flip the signs. But if you write it down, you're going to see that's positive 2. If you try to do it mentally, you're going to screw up. That's just my opinion. And if you foil that, you'll get that back. Okay? Factoring's easy. Yeah? Okay. I tell you when factoring gets difficult is when you have that. Okay? If you can't do that, piece of cake. I promise you'll think it's easy. All right. X squared minus 5x minus 24. All right. We're looking for factors of 24 that give me what? Negative 5. That's not going to work. Any suggestions?
Negative 3 and positive 8.
Negative 3 and positive 8 equals negative 5. Yeah?
No. Positive 3, negative 8.
See how easy it is? Smart kid, wrong signs. Be very careful. You have to have a negative 5 because of that. Positive 3, negative 8. Can you do this?
No.
All right, on a scrap paper, wherever you want, try one. Go ahead and try it. All right?
I'm ready.
You will always start like this. As long as that's a 1, you will always start like that. If it's not a 1, you don't get to start like that. I forgot to take attendance.
No. How does negative 2 You're trying to find two numbers that multiply to make 12 and add to make -8. So what are the factors of 12? Write them.
This class, I think you're all here.
Maybe.
Find it? There's a kid that didn't want to put the signs on the side, and he got the wrong answer.
How does -2 get n plus 6 get -8?
We're trying to get -8. How do we get it?
Possible 2 and -6.
Positive 2 and -6 is -8?
No.
I don't think so.
It's too neat.
What is it?
Negative.
-2 and -6 is the only way to get
Yeah, that's what I had.
-8. You had minus minus?
No.
You're lying to me.
I fixed it.
I just told you to fix it. I saw the whole thing. -2, -6. You guys, if you have two signs here, how is a negative times a positive going to give you positive 12? That's a quick check. When you are using first, outer, inner, last, do the last at least. That times that has to give you that. And if you have two different signs, you got -12, and that's not what's there. All right? Yeah.
Well, there isn't an x. Is it like x squared minus
No, you got the
negative
wrong
8x cubed?
I know you did so.
Well, that never happened.
Yeah, but then you're going to use grouping. Or, like, you're talking about a problem like, give me one.
X cubed minus x squared plus 10.
Plus what?
10. We won't see that?
Oh, yeah, you will. But not today.
Sam's
But-
scared, no.
If you can't factor it, you will use the quadratic formula, which you're all memorizing, right?
I already have it memorized.
All right. Can you
Right.
say it on the spot without looking?
No.
-b plus
And you
a
lied again.
No.
That's two lies in one
Looking
day.
at the board, right there.
4x.
Joel, if you get it wrong, I get one of those M&Ms.
All of it's already. Yeah. I didn't look.
No, I'm telling you, look.
Oh, I forgot that.
Come on, Joel, you're better than that.
God, you lied to her though.
I don't. I did not.
This isn't a trick question, but this does require some knowledge of something you might have forgotten. Try to factor it.
All right.
Man, ran them off, cut them. Always pays to give Christmas gifts to people that you know.
So, like, if I gave you Christmas gifts, I get a better grade in the class.
No,
Oh.
I'm not that easy. I am missing some. Anybody figure out what you have to do first?
Yes.
Otherwise you're stuck, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh, I'm stoked.
And this is the reason factoring is so hard. There's so much to
Oh,
it.
no, I'm not. Where's my stuff?
Okay, I'll give you a hint. You cannot have a leading coefficient that's negative.
Yep.
I need help. I need help.
So, what do we do first?
You multiply the beginning by -1.
You don't multiply anything.
Oh my god.
If you multiply by -1, you will
No.
not get the right answer.
Oh, well,
You find
I thought I was doing well.
greatest common.
The greatest common factor here is -1. Okay? If you multiply everything by -1, you have x squared, and you don't have that. You're not multiplying. You cannot take a problem that's 2 plus 3 and say, multiply it by -1. How do you get 5 if you multiply that by -1? You can't. But you could change this to -1 to -3. If this was negative, here. Let's take 5 minus 6. What's the answer? Okay? Is that the same as, and he says just multiply it by -1, so that would make it -5 positive 6. Is that the right answer? No. But can you pull a -1 out of here? Sure. -5 plus 6. What am I doing wrong?
If you're multiplying by -1, that's what you're doing wrong.
Oh yeah, I'm showing him that you can't multiply by -1. Yeah. Okay, what do we do? You confused me. X squared minus 7x positive 6. See?
Yeah, that's what I got. Except I didn't put the parentheses with a negative on it.
Well, if you don't put the parentheses with a negative, it's not equal to what you started with. That's what I was trying to show you there, and I got it all screwed up. Now, mine is equal to it. -x squared, positive 7x, -6. You cannot change the value of your trinomial. Okay, so now you can factor it.
Oh my.
So go ahead and factor it. You got 1 times 6 or 2 times 3, and you got to end up with what? -7.
Yeah.
Do we have to do that middle stuff?
Just give me a minute.
Because I skipped right to the end. I got it.
You're not going to write this down? Bad idea.
I didn't.
Joel.
Bad idea.
That's a bad idea, Joel. You better start writing that down.
Bad idea.
Come on, Joel.
No.
Joel.
Wait, that's only -5.
Is your answer right?
Yes.
Oh, it's not 2 and 3. It's
Yeah,
1 and
it's
6.
6.
I'm sorry.
No,
Always,
wait.
always when I film, I screw up. You don't have that answer, do you?
I had possible.
Oh, mister, I did it mentally.
Come on, Joel.
I had plus instead of minus.
This is. I didn't do that middle step or something.
I don't care. I want to see it.
Okay.
Dang.
We have to do it now all the time.
Oh.
You all have to do it, whether you got it right or not.
Did the middle step.
Joel.
Knuckleheads.
That's strike 2.
It's so easy to make a dumb mistake if you don't write stuff out. Smart guy, didn't write it down, got the wrong sign.
Smart guy.
Oh
Why
yeah.
don't you go
What?
smart?
Now you don't have any of these on your homework, but these will continue tomorrow. What should you do first? I told you to always do first no matter what. Pull out the greatest common factor. That's why you learned how to do it.
1
Wait, are we doing this on our paper?
That's a big number.
Huh?
Are we doing this on our paper?
Can we use a calculator?
Sure.
I feel like we don't need to.
Thinking.
Well, there aren't a lot of choices since 3. And 8 plus 1 is 9, so we know 3 goes into it.
Yeah, why do you need a calculator?
You need a calculator to divide 108 by
Yeah.
3.
That's
It's 36.
I didn't even get it out. God dang it, Austin.
Take out the greatest common factor. On your homework tonight, you don't have any common factors.
It looked like.
You just jump right into the answer. The homework's easy. I don't want to do these until tomorrow, but I still want you to know how to do them in case I can't be here. Everything's up in the air. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, this is not as hard as I thought. I'm still gonna get it wrong, but like, we'll see.
Did you pull out the greatest common factor? Why are you sitting there doing nothing?
I don't know.
No.
Mrs. Nelson, your son's doing nothing.
Miss Nelson?
Anna, you done?
Yeah, but I think I went wrong. There's definitely wrong.
Alright, I was wrong, it's hard.
I would you show you did time. Lost.
I shouldn't have called it easy.
Alright, I think I got it.
Okay.
I'm done.
Yep.
X squared plus 5x minus 36.
See that, Miss Dunner? Got it
Yeah.
right.
Are you done?
Oh, never mind.
No.
There's more steps.
Oh my God.
You need to get him.
Don't you have to write fractions instead?
Brain transplant.
No.
Miss Stoner neck Ryan.
You would if you were doing 4 terms. Okay? Finish it.
Alright.
Tell me what factors of 36 give me a 5. 5.
That's a toughie.
This is where people that don't know their multiplication tables can't exist.
I don't need to.
There's no calculator going to help you list all the factors of 36. And you're not going to be able to use that factor sheet I gave you. Who wants to tell me what it is? How am I going to get 5?
-4 and +9.
-4 and +9.
Good job, Joel.
Roll.
I'm just kidding.
There we go. Got it.
That's the final answer. How many had it? Let's do another one. Yeah, you'll get good at this after a few practices. You will.
Alright.
I'm not gonna waste your time. When you start listing the factors of 8, are you paying attention? The correct answer is no.
I think Savon got his attention.
Or when he was looking at him, Connor, quit telling all these stories. How you gonna tell me what I was doing when you was looking at the board?
Anyway, are there any way we can get a 5 out of this?
No.
That cannot be factored. In chapter 9, when that happens to you, you have to use the quadratic formula to get the answer.
So
That's all. That's what it's there for. It's there for those you can't factor.
Just use it
I wrote that down.
No, I don't want you to use it now. It'll take you forever.
5.
And it's not equal to anything yet, so no. All right, ready? Oh, we're about out of time?
Yeah.
No, we still have like
10 minutes.
a long
Okay,
time.
I got stuff to pass out though.
One.
That's factorable.
Huh.
Brooke, you having fun? Good. Yes, no, did I sub or not?
I think so.
Oh God.
I got it, Miss Dunner.
Anarchy.
Shut up, Jack. Jack, you too,
Joe, that's not
Who's
right.
that?
Oh, I got this one right. I already know.
Anarchy.
I'm not saying it out loud.
You get
What is it?
X plus
-3 and 5.
Yeah, it's -3 plus 5. I'm proud.
Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you put 5 first and, you know. Okay, I'm gonna give you a hard one, and then we'll stop.
There aren't any too hard for me, Miss Stoner.
Let's see, what should I do here? They're hard to make up. You don't want one that doesn't factor, you know?
Oh, it's negative? Oh no. Negative situation. I don't think I can do it.
That's gonna take me like 10,
Oh, please, you can't divide by 5.
Huh. Dang.
25 and 3.
Miss Stoner, do you want me to shut this video off?
No, I'm gonna finish it.
Okay.
They can fast forward.
Okay.
All I did was disguise it. I disguised it.
I did it mentally.
I'm giving you notes from yesterday
Something Joel
that
can't
have a ton of practice problems like number 22 on your homework. If you need practice, you can try some of them
do. Hey, Miss
and
Stoner,
check your answers.
I did it mentally.
There isn't a 22 on
Don't give me that I did it mentally. I'm not allowing that.
If I have it right.
Nope.
I do it right.
I don't care if it's right.
Alright, I'll put it down right here.
You know all the people that did their test
What?
and mentally
It's not mentally
or didn't
now.
show the work, they didn't get any partial credit when they missed one.
Well, it's not mentally now. I
Oh,
fixed
that
it.
was me.
And I gave partial
Although,
credit.
I did work on a separate sheet of paper. But I didn't have enough room.
Negative 5.
Yeah.
X squared plus
2.
2x minus
15.
15.
Mental math.
What's the final answer?
Negative 3 plus 5. Or that.
Is that what you said?
I said negative 3 plus 5, but
Which is it?
it can be either.
No,
No, I have negative 3 and then I have plus 5.
it's not negative 3. I mean a negative 5.
Yeah, I had negative 3.
Okay, and positive 5.
Yeah, I was right. I told you.
You can turn off the video.